Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and I'm sure you all have seen the Once Upon a Princess capsule that Ellie and Mac just released not super long ago, and it is a amazing capsule. It's got all these beautiful patterns that you can turn into some like princess inspired dresses, and it's really sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and sew them all up together so we can go through all the different little hacks and all the different little things that we did to make them princess inspired. So today we're going to start with Princess Ariel. This is a Princess Ariel inspired dress. We're going to be using the breezy shoulder pattern, which is super cute, and the bee push headband bow, I'm sorry. And the bow is just going to be attached to the dress, and it's going to be removable. We're going to attach it some way that will be removable, so for when you wash the dress, you can remove the bow. And honestly, you can also put the bow on if you wanted to make the headband and put the attach the bow to the headband as well, so it gets double the use. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, but before we do, let me remind you about our fun fan giveaway of $50 Ellie and Mac gift certificate. And all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and comment below, and you will be entered for our giveaway. So do that right now. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and then comment below. So we're gonna get started. Now, I am using cotton lycra for most of these dresses. I ordered a whole bunch of different beautiful colors, and I am super excited. For Ariel, I'm doing the purple and the green for the dress. And I'm using purple for the top and the sleeves, and I'm using the green for the bottom. So we're gonna get started. I already cut out my pattern. I've got my skirt bottom piece, and it's we've got a front and a back skirt piece, and we got a front and a back bodice piece, and then we've got our little side sleeves. So what we're going to do is we're gonna grab our skirt and put it face up on our board, and this is the waistline right here. I'm gonna grab my bodice and I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna put it face down at the waistline on top of that skirt. Now, you might have to stretch just a tiny bit to match the raw edges. And let's see. And we're matching those raw edges together, going all the way to the edge. Whoop. And I'm doing this, as you can tell, this is my back bodice, but I'm gonna do it for my back and my front bodice. And I already attached it to my front bodice. I already attached my front bodice and skirt together. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew that edge together. I'm using my serger for stitching this together, but you can either use your serger or you can use your sewing machine on a stretch stitch. Just make sure it's stretchy because this is a knit fabric, so it needs to have stretch for when it gets put on. So let's go ahead and sew that up. All right, now my bodice and my skirt are attached. If you want to go ahead and we're gonna steam this up. I always like to steam because it gives it a more even look. But if you want to go ahead and top stitch that seam right there at the waist, you can do that. I'm not gonna be top stitching it right now, but if you want to, you can go ahead and do it. It'll give it a finished look. So now we're gonna put our bodice face up, either our front or back. It really doesn't matter which part of the bodice. And I'm gonna grab my other one. Here it is, already sewn together at the waist. And I'm gonna match up those shoulder seams right here. The raw edges on the shoulder seams. I am super excited. I have a couple of, I have three different, I have four nieces, but one is a really tiny baby, and then the other two are sisters, and then another one that's a niece, and cousin, I guess would be. And so the two sisters are obsessed with all things princess inspired. So I am really excited because I'm making, there's three of them, but one is a baby, but the two older ones are really obsessed. So I'm making it for the three of them. I'm making them all different ones. And so I'm really excited because I know they're going to love them. And so I was so excited when Ellie and Mac came up with this concept. So, okay, I'm gonna sew those shoulders up right now. And after I sew those shoulders, I'm gonna go around my whole neck area and just finish that raw edge. You can finish it with a zigzag stitch, or with a serger. So I'm just gonna finish them up all the way around. So sew the shoulders, sew around the neckband. Not the neckband, the neck. All right, so I'm using my serger to sew those shoulders. Shoulders are sewn. Now you can open up your neck and just place it right under the serger. And we're just gonna serge that raw edge all the way around, making sure that you can catch anything else as I'm sewing. I'm just finishing up that raw edge all the way around. And I'm not really letting my knife, I know it happens. I know I already cut a little bit of it, but I'm not even letting my knife cut any of my fabric. As I say that, there's a little piece coming out. Because I'm just finishing that raw edge. Try not to stretch your fabric as you're going. Let it do its own thing. My neck is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and steam that and turn it. All right, so now once our neck is serged all the way around, we're gonna go ahead and work on our shoulder piece, okay? And we're gonna first go ahead and hem the top and the bottom. And you can go ahead and hem that however you want to. You can do, one of the ways to hem it is you can fold that, that hem half an inch, and you can go ahead and do a zigzag stitch, or you can go ahead and do a cover stitch, which is what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and use a cover stitch, or you can serge that raw edge first and then top stitch it down. It really is up to you, however you want to do it. Oof, that mat is hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a serged edge. I'm just gonna serge that seam down half an inch, and then we're gonna get ready to attach it to our dress. All right, so once my sleeve has been hemmed on both sides and it's ready to rock and roll, I'm gonna open up my bodice at the sleeve, the arm side right here. It's opened up. Here's my arm side. I'm gonna grab my pattern piece, and there's going to be a little dot. You see a little dot mark on my pattern piece, and I'm going to mark that dot. Pattern piece. Are you all so excited? I'm so excited. Let me know who you're making this for. The thing I love about this is that it is super easy, it is super cute and super quick, and little ones will love it. So we're gonna grab our shoulder piece, and we're gonna put it right side down on top. The longer piece that sticks out is gonna be right here at the bottom, and we're gonna kind of slant it so that it fits right, raw edges together right here. So we're gonna go ahead and pin that. Then we're gonna bring our sleeve over like so, and we're gonna put the other side right on top again on this side like we did on the other side. Right sides together right here on the sleeve. Now we're gonna go ahead and sew it on. Now, I'm going to be doing a serger, but if you're doing a zigzag stitch, you would start at the edge. So you are actually finishing that raw edge. So zigzag, finishing that raw edge, and go all the way over the sleeve. Keep going all the way around, again, over the sleeve. So we'll go all the way around the whole arm side. All right, so what we're doing is we're gonna go right here, starting at that bottom of the sleeve. And we're going up, and we have our sleeve right there, our shoulder sleeve. It's like our shoulder bridge. What is it called? And we're going all the way and sewing it on. And then we're going to continue to go all the way around the whole thing. Shoulder cap. Is that what it's called? And we go all the way down the arm side. How cute is that gonna be? Adorable. All right, next what we're gonna do is where we sewed that shoulder, we're gonna go ahead and fold those seams down. That seam that we created, that where we where we serged all the way around, and steam it And we're gonna top stitch all the way around, and to finish up right here too at the other edge. So, you know, I am bad and I don't pin. Because with this fabric, it'll stay nicely. So I'm just going to fold it down, and I'm going to go around the whole casing and just, around the whole thing and just, make sure you fold it right, and just top stitch. I am using my cover stitch. You can use a zigzag stitch in your sewing machine, some kind of stretch stitch, and you're just going to go up around the whole sleeve and top stitch, and you're doing that for both sleeves. I don't usually show you much of my top stitching on my cover stitch, but I figured why not? Some of you might have this cover stitch, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So I have my seam folded down, and I'm gonna go to my serger, my cover stitch. I'm sorry, it's not a serger, it's a cover stitch, and we're just gonna go, oops, did I knock it? All the way around the whole sleeve. And you'll see how easy it really is to top stitch with a cover stitch. It's kind of, you just kind of let it do its thing. It's kind of nice. And I'm going all the way down. And I pull the needles all the way up, put my foot up, hold my tension down, tension release button down, pull my dress out, cut the 2 top threads, and then hold my loop or tension down and pull, and then I can clip. And it is nicely top stitched all the way around. Now we're gonna do the same for the other sleeve. All right, so now that our sleeves are essentially done, we're going to turn them up. We're going to turn the dress right sides together, and we're going to sew those side seams. We're going to match up the raw edges of the sides. Match up right here at the waist, and go down the skirt and up the side seam. And we're going to sew both of those sides, right sides together, to create the dress. Then we'll come back and top stitch. We'll hem the skirt, and we'll be done with the dress construction part of it, and we'll move on to doing our bow. Really super cute, super excited. All right, I'm gonna sew all that up. I'm gonna sew both sides. All right, my sides have been sewn, and now we will have a little tail hanging out. We don't want that. So what I like to do is I like to put my tail right against my seam like so, and then go in on my sewing machine and just do a zigzag stitch right on top of that seam. And it just holds the stitch down enough that then you won't be able to even see it anymore once you put it on. So let me go ahead and show you real quickly if I can get my machine to wake up. And I'm going to show you that zigzag stitch, what it does to, I just do a zigzag stitch right over that seam. And then I trim. And then when you open it, it's tucked in so it doesn't come up. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Okay, once we do that, we're going to go ahead and go hem our skirt, and it's going to be however you want to hem it. You can do a rolled hem, you can do a regular hem, which is what I'm doing, or you can leave it raw. It really is up to you. If this is going to be a play dress and you say, well, you know what, it's okay, it doesn't need to be hemmed. Doesn't have to be. It's knit fabric. Knit fabrics are great at lasting without a hem. They don't fray, so it is all good to leave them like that. So what I'm doing is, it's 1/2 inch allowance for the hem. And when I'm doing, people ask me, how do you do a curved hem? How do you get it to sit straight? When I go to steam, I kind of pull on my fabric, just tug at it a little bit and position it where it needs to be, and it just kind of goes around. It really isn't as hard as sometimes we think it is. If you just just tug a little bit, it will come nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and hem. Now you're saying, hey, we haven't finished the neckline. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and finish that. I was gonna get there. The last thing, once we finish all these other things, is we're going to finish that neckline. And what we're going to do is we're just gonna fold that seam down and top stitch all the way around, just like we did for the sleeve. So we're gonna steam and top stitch. And that's it. That's all we've got left. So let me go ahead and top stitch and hem, and we'll move on to doing our Be Posh bow. All right, our beautiful, beautiful dress is done. I actually went back and did top stitch that waist. I think it gives it a more finished look, so that's why I did that. How beautiful is this? Even if it wasn't Prince inspired, it is super, super cute. Obviously it doesn't fit me, but it is so cute. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to do our Be Posh bow so that we can put it on the waist and it looks beautiful. Again, like I said, the really cool thing is too, with the bow, sorry, I just lost a piece of the bow, is if we don't attach it, it's up to you. If you want to attach it to the dress, you can. But some people decide to just use a safety pin and just pin it to the dress. And if you just kind of pin it to the dress, then you can take it off. And if you were going to take your child out for any reason and you want to put it on their put the bow on their head and not wear the dress, they can do that as well. So that's pretty cool. But if you wanted to, you can go ahead and, like I said, you can attach it, put a couple stitches in there. Or I was also thinking maybe using some Velcro on there, but then you'll have the Velcro piece onto your dress. So it really is up to you, however you want to attach it to your dress. I'm probably just going to pin it just because I feel like it's fun to be able to move the bow to your head if you want to, or to attach it to something else, because kids just love that versatility. You know, if you have like a purse or something they want to attach it to, that's also so fun. So I got my pieces already cut out, and I'm gonna grab, so if you want to make your bow a little bit sturdier, you can use some knit interfacing. Okay, so honestly, I'm using the same cotton lycra that I used for my dress, but this bow can be made with, also if you had some really pretty woven, you can also do it with that. But I am gonna go ahead and put some of this interfacing on here to the wrong side of my fabric, of my bows, so I can make them a little bit sturdier. You can put it to the back of both sides, or just one side. I'm only putting it on one side. This is up to you how sturdy you want that bow to be. So I'm putting both pieces right sides together, right on top of each other. This is the bottom bow and this is the top bow. So they're just going right on top of each other. Now on this one, we're not going to make the band because we're just attaching the bow to the dress. But this bow does have an option to make a band for their head as well. So if you wanted to make the band and have the band ready as well, or make an extra bow for the head and the band, and then you can put the bow on the band, it's up to you as well. So now that I've got my two pieces right sides together, put together, we're gonna go and sew all the way around the whole thing, leaving a little gap to turn it right side out. So we're gonna go ahead and sew around both of them. All right, so I'm just using a straight stitch on my sewing machine. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna start kind of farther down at the bottom on the straight edge. And I'm going down to the edge and turning and going all the way down. Stopping probably a quarter of an inch away from the edge. Remove that pin. Easy. One of the things that I love about the Be Posh bow is taking out the guessing work out of making bows. So, you know, sometimes, and I'm going to stop right here about an inch or so away from where I started so that I can turn my piece around. I hate trying to figure out how big to make a bow, how big to make a bow band, and just having a pattern, it just takes out the guessing work out. So there is the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and clip those corners, and I'm gonna clip right here because I went a little bit extra with my fabric.
You know what? It's a bow, so it doesn't have to be perfect sizing. I'm gonna cut right here at the other side. Don't cut the thread, just the edges, like that corner, so it gives it a better sharp corner when you turn it. Okay, then I'm gonna go right here where the gap is. I'm gonna open the hole and turn my fabric right side out. I'm gonna go in with whatever you have. If you have the proper tools, you can use the proper tools, but if you don't, you really can just use whatever you have. I'm gonna use my tweezers right now because I don't know where the tool is. And like I said, I just told you it didn't matter. So, you know, if I told you it didn't matter and I went looking for the real tool, and then you'll be like, well, I thought you said it didn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and pull out those corners to give it a sharp around the edges. Cute. I'm gonna steam right here the edges in where I left that gap, those raw edges in there. You can go ahead and steam it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. We're just gonna close it up. Closed. Probably works better if you use the same color thread, but I didn't. I just used white, but it's fine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and steam it, and we're gonna put the two bows together.
As it probably already occurred to you, since I didn't say it, we do the same thing to the other bow, the top bow. I did it to the bottom bow to show you, but we do it to the both top and bottom bows. I'm gonna cut some of these strings off. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and use some thread, and we're gonna fold our bows, and we're gonna do this to both. You're gonna fold it like kind of down the middle, and then up and down and up and down, kind of like an accordion type of fold. Okay, again, so I folded it like down the middle, up and down again for one side, and then down, down, over for the other side. There it is. And we're gonna grab some thread, and we're just gonna wrap it around it to keep that bow together. Wrap it around it. Sorry, y'all. You miss my singing when I don't sing, don't you? Be honest. You do. No, you don't. Okay, so now we went ahead and put the first one together. Now we're gonna do the same to my top bow. All right, top and middle bow are now ready. Ooh, how cute. All we're missing is our middle piece. We're gonna grab our middle piece and we're gonna fold it right sides together the long way. And we're going to go ahead and sew that shut, so the one side shuts. All right, so now that it's sewn, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it right side out, like so. And our bow is ready to be put together. Okay, put the one on top right on top of the other one. I'm gonna put the right side of the fabric right on top of the bow, and I'm gonna wrap it around it, and I'm gonna meet them right here at the back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna sew these two together. You can do straight stitch, zigzag stitch, whatever kind of stitch you want to do right here. But just remember that you're going to flip this around once it's done. Once you sew it, you're gonna flip it. So let me go ahead and sew that together. All right, I used my serger and I sewed it together. Now we're gonna go ahead and turn it right side out and tuck those tails in there. On the back. So the tails are tucked in, or you can clip them, and our bow is ready for our princess dress. Here's our princess dress ready for its bow. And now we've got the front of the dress, and we're going to be attaching our bow to our dress. Now, you can, like I said, you can use some thread and a needle and just you know, tack it on. You can use a safety pin to tack it on, which is what I'm doing. We can even use Velcro. If you were gonna use Velcro, you could just attach some Velcro right here and some Velcro right here on the dress, like a Velcro dot, and then you can really easily tear it on and off. You can use snaps. You can put a snap right there if you wanted to. Honestly, anything you want to do, the sky is the limit on how you want to attach that bow. Oh, I probably want to attach it higher than that. Let me fix my bow. I'm really excited because this is super cute. It was actually not even that hard. You know, sometimes we're making something and we're like, oh, this is kind of scary. It wasn't scary at all. And it was quick, it was cute, and now I'm gonna get ready to ship them out to my little niece who is going to love it. So here's my bow and my dress, and it looks beautiful. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did. Please let me know if you enjoy it. We're gonna go ahead and move on and make our next dress. Please come to our Facebook or Instagram page. We'd love to see your makes. We wanna see your dresses. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on our next video as we sew the next princess-inspired dress.